Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Ray's Corner. With the holidays coming up, I'm going to have to talk to you about some wonderful things and about some serious things. The wonderful things incorporate growing your own food. We haven't talked a whole lot about it. We've touched on it here and there, but you know, we need to really go over why you're going to do it. And really what it means to be around your family at the holidays. Holidays are a time that we all kind of step back and say, okay, I'm going to spend time with our family. And we're going to do things the right way. You know, our founders wanted to preserve holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas for the simple fact that they get everybody in the family from all corners of the globe together. And that you have that time together to make sure that you know who you are, where you're from, and where you're going. Because if you don't know all three, you haven't a clue. You might think you do, and you might be able to make it. Some guys do. But for the majority of us, we don't really know. There's a huge resurgence back to the land right now, just like there was in the 70s and the 60s. Because we don't know where we are from. We don't know who we are. How can we move forward if we don't know who we are? In order to move forward, we need to know what we're about. Why do you think there are so many people questioning their identity and questioning what they eat and who they're with and who's their friend and who's not, and Twitter hashtags? And you can't sum up the human race or yourself in a damn hashtag. Hashtag awesome. What does that mean? So let's get real. You are who you are. And your family is who they are. Now if they go elk hunting every year, that's a tradition that you need to hold on to, because it might not be here much longer. I've talked to you about regulatory agencies before. But here's the thing. Did you listen? Do you know what you're fighting? Do you know how bad it is? And I'm not anti-government, not at all. You know, it's not Lord of the Flies. We need some sort of order, but it also needs to stay in check as well. This isn't something that's a left issue or a right issue. I had a wonderful talk recently with a guy who's kind of like Bill Ayers. He was a revolutionary from the 60s and 70s. He was a Vietnam veteran, so he did understand the military. He understood why we have the military. He understood a lot of the things that military veterans do, but he also understood what society means. He was a sociology and psychology professor at a university in New York, upstate New York. And what happened? Guess. Just guess. You know me. What happened? Well, we didn't argue. Not one iota of a second did we argue. And we talked for almost 45 minutes at the VA. We had an amazing conversation. Why? Because I chose what topics to talk about. It's not that I manipulated a conversation or decided, well, I'm going to talk to this guy about that. I said, you know, look, guys like me and him need to agree on a few things once in a while. Like, we need to plant more trees, especially apple and pear and peach and, you know, the things we can, I don't know, consume and eat. You know, people say we can't feed the world. Well, yeah, technically we can, but it's going to change. And it's going to have to be a change of thought process. We can't just do it overnight. We sure as hell can't do it with wheat or soy or corn. Ain't going to happen. So until you change your mindset, your relatives can't change theirs. So when you go argue with your relatives this Thanksgiving, I want you to think about what you're saying and how you're presenting yourself. What can you agree on instead of what can you argue about? What can you unite over? You know? Everybody has a tendency to think that it's one guy or it's the other guy. What if it's both? What if it's both of you, both sides? What are you going to do then? Oh, it's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's the Lib Dems, it's the Labor Party, it's the Communist Party, the Socialist Party. Oh, it's the Capitalist Party. Well, what if it's all of them? What if it's the parties? What if it's the people in charge? And you're about to slit your neighbor or your brother or your cousin's throat over whether or not we fucking voted for. What does it matter? Does it affect you? Now, I guarantee you that you're asking yourself that question right now. Does it affect me? Now, whether you're going to say, does it affect me who I voted for? Does it affect me what policies they enact? I guarantee you that it affects you. You're just either too ignorant, too blissful, or too blind to see it. You see, men like me have gone through the ringer with the regulatory agencies and the bureaucracy that has come forth as a part of the industrialized world. And we've seen what it's like. And now we're not revolutionaries, not at all. We just want people to leave us the hell alone. I want to go back to raising my quail, my rabbits, create ponds, and teach people how to grow food. Because guess what? You may only need a priest once or twice in your life, but sure as fuck you need a farmer 3 times a day. Now, if you don't believe me, go a couple days without eating and tell me how much you need a farmer then. And it doesn't matter how they produce it. They still produce it. Now, we can do better. I know we can do better. Permaculture and organic, and there's ways to do it. Joel Salt and Jeff Lott and Alan Savory. Just go Google some of those names. You'll find out what I'm talking about. And that's where we need to head. So this Thanksgiving, when you're doing this, go talk to your neighbor, talk to your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle. Go talk to them. Because food is not about bigger, faster, fatter, cheaper. It's about food. It's about tasting great. It's about tasting wonderful and having the nutrient density to sustain life without cancer, okay? Without autism, without autoimmune disorders. It doesn't matter what side of the coin you fall on. I don't care. I really don't. I'll drive a Prius with a concealed carry. Or I'll drive a Dodge Ram with a bunch of flowers in the back. It doesn't matter. Because I'll tell you one thing. Here's one thing you can't do. You can't survive the apocalypse without food. And I know there's guys sitting there behind their computer screen going, I got bullets. We're good. Oh, we're good, man. Yeah, we're good. Well, hang on. We got some 30-06, some 223, some 9x18 Makarov, and some 22 caliber. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can try this right here. Looks like we can't eat bullets. I mean, you can eat a bullet, but it's in a different way. So I suggest you figure out how to grow your own fucking food, because it's going to be too late here shortly, more than you realize. So quit criticizing the hippie next to you and go have a conversation with him. Because you survivalists, I guarantee you, you can go talk about solar energy. And you can talk about how the government screwed things up, and that hippie will be right there next to you going, yep. Now there are some that are brainwashed pretty much wholeheartedly by the fact that we need all things government, but they can be changed too. Tell them we're trying to do organic farming, and we're trying to put together chickens and X and Y and Z, and like in our case, we really are. We're trying to do the right thing. We've been trying for years. We've been scratching out a living out here trying to do the right thing and grow the right food and give it to the right people. But we can't. And there are farmers like us every day that are raided by SWAT teams and militarized police, so that you, the consumer at home, can have their protoplasmic delights sitting in their grocery store shelves that are fed everything from antibiotics to hormones. And oh yeah, the organic free range, that's a joke. Herbicides, pesticides, free range are still in cages. They're just allowed sunlight and fresh air once a day. Support your local farmers. Thomas Jefferson said that he believed in an America that was controlled by a majority of small agrarian farmers, not corporations. In fact, he fought Hamilton almost to the death on it. Andrew Jackson had to fight Hamilton again after they tried to impose the central bank. So you guys fight the Federal Reserve? Why don't you check out Monticello? And for those of you who think you're going to argue me on the slavery issue, oh, I got something for you. But instead of doing it out here for the world to see, I want to debate you live and in person, or I'll do it over Skype, and we'll do a recording of it, and then we'll post it. Because I will take anybody down on slavery. America was not the hub of slavery like we think it was. It was not at all. And Thomas Jefferson sent his slaves around the world to get French culinary training and to get educated. And he released a lot of them. Slapped a lot of them too, but that's neither here nor there. He also said that we needed the people to abolish slavery, not us. That's why he didn't write laws against it. And he said it in many letters. The people needed to abolish slavery for this entire democratic process to work. And it's a democratic republic, or a constitutional republic, if you will. He also said that trying to abolish slavery was like trying to lead a wolf by its ear. You can't really lead him, but you can't really let him go. He predicted civil wars and race riots 200 years before their time. So, get to know your neighbor. Don't be racist. Grow food. It's pretty simple. Regardless of what faith or religion, we can all abide by these few principles. And be good to one another. Please, it's for the holidays. And with that, I'll see you soon.